So next up we have from SDCC, we got the Studio Series stuff. Now, there was a lot of different stuff that we're seeing for the very first time here, and it also gives us a little bit of a clear indication of other things. Number one, we'll start with the fact that there's going to be a deluxe class Dropkick. And Dropkick, when we were first introduced to him through the Bumblebee toy line, he turned into a car.
Yeah.
Now we have him here as a helicopter. Now, does that mean...
Well, one thing that was interesting was that there was the toy for Dropkick, and it was a car. But when you look at the image, for some reason there was like blades on the side, even though it's saying that it's a Plymouth this and another type of car. And I was just looking at it, why does it have blades? It's a car. Why does it have blades? And this kind of makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah, so it seems that the character probably is a triple changer. I know that
it could be a triple changer, or maybe it, like, for whatever reason it changes what it scans.
Yeah, it could be something that happened halfway through the movie, and it becomes one thing and then it becomes another thing. One thing that, like, again, within Transformers, I know that in the Dark of the Moon toy line, we had something similar where we had a drift toy that turned into a helicopter.
Yeah.
And we had a drift toy that turned into a car. And it was never established in the movie. So it's something that this could be...
No, I think he did turn into a Bugatti.
No, but he didn't turn into a helicopter.
I think he did.
Did he? I don't know.
In the third, I think in the third, I want to say in the fourth movie.
Fourth movie was his debut, so.
And then maybe, was it the fifth?
No, it would have to be the fourth movie.
He was in both, he was in two movies though, right?
Yeah, well, in the fourth and fifth movie.
Yeah, I think in one of them he changed into a helicopter, or maybe in the third one he did change into a helicopter.
He wasn't in the third one.
You know what I mean? The fourth one, he shows up
Age
in
of Extinction.
Yeah, I think he does turn into an actual helicopter. Let me just double check.
Yeah, you might have to. But either way, so it's interesting that we have yet another case of that, but it does confirm some kind of alternate modes for said character. It could be just that he becomes one thing and then later in the movie he becomes another. It's kind of like how we had movie toys that turned into protoforms and you know, meteorites, and then later on we have the actual ones, or even in the case of Bumblebee, you know, where he was the old Camaro, now he's the new Camaro, and we didn't assume he was a triple changer from that. So it's a possibility. And that's a deluxe scale in the case of Dropkick here, and it's based from, again, the Bumblebee movie. Everything has its studio series, and then it says what movie it's based from. Then we go to the Voyager scale. We have that of Ironhide, and Ironhide is, again, what I find interesting about this is we have a Voyager Ironhide, but we also have a Masterpiece coming. So I find this kind of bizarre, considering that does this really need to exist outside of being a cheaper alternative for some people? But again, when you're going to have a movie Ironhide on the shelves probably at the same time, Masterpiece one, I don't know why you would need to pick up this Voyager. I understood in the past when it was the pursuit of a perfect Ironhide toy that made sense, but considering we know what's coming, this is solely a purchase due to people who can't afford better. You know, it's going to be like either parents buying something or a collector that's just like the MPM Ironhide's too rich for my blood. You know, like it's either one or the other. Moving on down, we got the KSI Sentry. This is the villains from Age of Extinction. This was Kelsey Grammer's crew, so to speak. So it's just one of the other drones. It's kind of cool to get this because it's, you know, we had Stinger and, you know, we had Lockdown, and that really was it from that evil side that wasn't Decepticons, like that third faction, if you will, that was in the movie. Unofficial third faction in a lot of ways.
Like the humans, I guess you can kind of put it as.
Yeah, the humans that were working, you know, so with the baddies.
Yeah, so just to go back to Drift, yeah, so in the Age of Extinction, he does transform into a helicopter and the car. In his robot mode, you see it says Bugatti right on his chest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was confirmed to be a triple changer, but you don't, like, I'm looking at a clip of all of his scenes, and there's no actual clip of him turning into the car, but he is there as a vehicle. He does have a car mode.
Okay. You know what? Don't worry. That was such a terrible movie.
Don't worry.
It's like Wolverine.
Except for
bad
Lockdown.
Memories blocked out, you know.
Except for Lockdown. Lockdown and Kelsey Grammer I felt were really good for that movie.
Well, yeah, it's always surprising. There's always that one like classy actor that's kind of the good thing about the movie. And it's not Shia LaBeouf. So Then we have this again from Age of Extinction. I dig this. This is cool just because it's like a no-name character that's finally getting a figure, and I mean it looks nice. It looks nice. Age of Extinction wasn't a great movie, like I just said, but you got a really cool kind of blue car here going on. So really dig a cool weapon also. And the Studio Series stuff is a little more upper crust. So
Yeah.
you know it's not going to be just a garbage mainline kind of release. Then we got a Dark of the Moon Ratchet. Specifically, this Ratchet is using the later paint scheme colors, which Ratchet kind of went through this weird evolution of repaints where he had like a darker green, then he went into like a sandy kind of yellow, and now he went to like this kind of more neon green. Again, he didn't play too big a role in Dark of the Moon, and then afterwards he was killed off in Age of Extinction quite quickly.
R.I.P. Ratchet.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
The thing that I find bizarre with this one is just deluxe class. I don't know about that. And again, he's just yet another one of those movie toys that just had so many toys.
Yeah.
That what are you doing here that really is different this time around? And in all honesty, there was a few deluxe Ratchets that have been released in the past too during the tail end of the movie toys, and I don't know, it's a lot of the same with that one. I think that if you're someone that really wanted to get a definitive Ratchet, chances are you probably already own it from some of the past lines. You're probably not going to get it here. I mean, this is going to be like what, $29.99 in Canada, like $19.99 in the States. It's going to be an expensive deluxe that really isn't going to fit well with your movie shelf. Moving on next to this one. Now here's the weird one. So we have Shadow Raider. Now I have a theory with this because when I first saw this, Shadow Raiders was a TV series known as War Planets as a toy line that was owned by Trendmaster. Trendmaster does not exist anymore. Actually, I had this conversation with Aaron Archer not too long ago. Trendmaster doesn't exist anymore. Shadow Raiders was a CG series that was also done by the same company that did Beast Wars. I want to believe that at some point Hasbro got the rights to War Planets and Shadow Raiders. And so now they're sitting on that IP.
Oh my.
No,
so
but think
far,
about it.
Oh man, and I thought I was like crazy.
No, but
not
think
crazy,
about it.
but just like out there with my
But think
theories.
about it. Like to use that name, that means they have to have the IP. So chances are, they probably are sitting on that IP right now, and they're going like, "Well, we got to use the name," and so you could easily just throw it on something. But they're like, you know what? Let's take this lockdown. Let's paint them all orange. Put a little green on them, and we'll make him a new character because it's like it's Shadow Raider from Age of Extinction, but there was no Shadow Raider in Age of Extinction.
Yeah.
But in the same way that Studio Series had a Thundercracker toy that wasn't a Thundercracker from any movies that ever appeared, and yet there it is. Actually, hold on a second. Where is that damn Thundercracker box? What did it say on it? Yeah, see I'm looking at it right now. The Thundercracker box says here. It's from the 2007 movie. See that again? That doesn't make any sense. But again, and it's using that Nitro Zeus mold, which makes even less. But anyways, so the point is that I think that this release is strictly, and it's Hasbro's done it before, strictly an IP move.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they probably privately had this trademarked for a while, and they just are like, hey, got to do something with it, and they already own the rights to stuff like Beast Planet and everything else like that from the Cybertron line. So you're already halfway there. You got the name of the villain, you got the title of the series. Now you just need to get a Graveheart Jade, and you're good to go. For anyone that has no idea what I'm talking about, just Google Shadow Raiders Mainframe or War Planets and enjoy a very good series on YouTube. I think it's all on YouTube right now. But yeah, it's just a straight up lockdown repaint. It's funny when I saw this because I was reminded how some hot rod toys, sometimes they're all orange.
Yeah.
And I was saying to myself, you put a hot rod head on this and you put the flame on the hood, you pretty much got movie Hot Rod done in G1 colors. You know what I mean?
That's weird because I feel like Hot Rod is usually he would look
Red.
like more like a triangle, I guess, like the
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
Hot Rod. So like you have skinnier legs and a more bigger top, if anything. But yeah, I could totally see that if you just want to, like, you know what, we need to like really use this name Hot Rod, just slap it onto this thing and
I could see
call it a day.
I could see repro labels having fun here. They're probably going to be like, we could do something here. Maybe we could put like a Hot Rod sticker over that lockdown face, and then put a, you know, I don't know. They'll think of something. Anyways, in the last one, which is probably the one worth mentioning the most because we're going to definitely need it, and what I needed is meaning like a good quality toy, we got Deluxe Class Bumblebee from the Transformers Bumblebee movie. Now, we've already discussed Bumblebee movie toys up to this point. Clearly, they were going for more of a gimmicky kind of hook with all the different price points. So for us, who's looking for that one good movie Bumblebee toy to have in our display, here it is.
Done. Call it a day.
Yep.
All right,
I think
boys, let's go to lunch.
I think the only thing that just I hope that battle mask comes off, or maybe they'll have one without the battle mask down the line, because it looks great, but it would be nice to have the option. But otherwise, the alt mode looks great. All the weapons are there. He looks like he even has the slit for the tape cassette. Or that's
you just had to wait, what, 10 years roughly?
Yeah, pretty much.
For this, for the movie finally have the bug.
Car don't pick the car. Car pick the, or something like that. Driver don't pick the car. Car pick the driver. But yeah, either way.